On this episode of Cinema Disaster, what are we going to be reviewing today?
The Angry Video Game Nerd movie.
And this came out in 2014?
2014.
You went to the Tivoli in St. Louis to see it when it came out.
Yeah, there's actually a picture from that some random person took of the line outside the Tivoli, and you can see like part of my face in the crowd. Yeah, there was one guy that was completely in costume. If you remember the episode, it was the 100th episode of Angry Video Game Nerd where he fights Rob the Robot, and he wears like all that NES gear.
Oh yeah.
And he's got like the super scope as his weapon, shit like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I thought like this movie came out really good. It was all like super low budget. And when you say it was crowdfunded?
Yeah, so whatever didn't come directly out of his pocket, James, that is, or, the people, his friends and whatnot, it was all crowdfunded.
Because it was written and directed by James Rolfe, who plays the Angry Video Game Nerd, and who was the other guy?
Kevin Finn.
This movie is like super low budget, and it's like a lot of practical effects, but there's a lot of CG stuff too. Yeah,
but not like... it's the CG special effects are the exact same ones he uses on his show. So,
right.
Those really cheesy looking explosions and stuff like that.
But as you said, that's part of this film's charm.
Yeah, that he didn't go all try to.
And like the miniatures they do is clearly miniatures, you can tell.
I love that though.
Yeah. And I thought I've tried making low budget to no budget films in my life, and none of them ever turned out like this good. Like, I think all the actors that he found for this film were really good. I don't know, especially the guy who played his boss.
Yeah.
I thought he was fucking awesome. And I don't know, whoever that guy is, he should be in all of James Rolfe's films, because didn't you say he was writing a horror movie or something?
Yeah, he's done writing it, but he doesn't know when he'll actually get around to filming it.
Yeah. So, explain the plot, give a little plot outline for this film, for anybody who doesn't know, about this movie or anything.
So the plot is that because the Angry Video Game Nerd has caught on so widely and has so many fans, it kind of backfires on him. From his point of view, people start to want these shitty games, and he doesn't understand why. And inevitably, a game company decides that they're going to make shitty games, because that's what people want.
Yeah.
So they make a sequel to E.T. For the Atari 2600. And this... kind of spurs the nerd and a friend of his. They end up going on a road trip because they're trying to find
Cooper,
out.
The guy is his friend, yeah.
They end up going on a road trip to try to find the legendary landfill where all the E.T. games were buried.
What's the name of the company that's doing it? It's
Cockburn Inc.
Cockburn Inc. Yeah. And they send that Mandy,
yeah,
with them to document it or whatever.
Yeah, to document it. And so it's kind of all over the place in a way, it's like a road trip movie mixed with sci-fi, and then there's some big monsters.
Yeah, like Godzilla type stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things in it.
And the stuff about Area 51.
Yeah.
So there's all the stuff about the E.T. game and the landfill's true, like the video game crash of 83, is that what they talk about? So it gives you some video game history too.
Yeah.
And the guy that created E.T. is actually cameos in the film.
Yeah, Howard Scott Warshaw. He is actually in the movie.
What other games do you do? Raiders of the Lost Ark, or is that it?
Yeah, Yar's Revenge. Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, he made a lot of games, really, to be honest. And I actually, I always feel kind of bad for him, because as a result of E.T. and that coinciding with the video game crash, he basically lost his fucking job and he couldn't find work for a while. He got back on his feet, and he's very happy today. But like for a little bit, that like ruined him, and you know, that's just kind of sad. But he's fine now.
And one scene I thought was hilarious, is when he's in Area 51, like Tupac is there.
Yeah, and Elvis.
And the moon landing, where they faked the moon landing, and then Michael Jackson's moonwalking on the fake moon landing set.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's moonwalking on the moon landing set.
And you said you liked a lot of the special effects at the end.
Yeah, the practical effects with the Death Moxith, or it's a hard word to say.
Yeah.
But the big giant monster that comes out of Mount Fuji, and they actually built like a miniature replica of Las Vegas for this, you know, monster to destroy.
Yeah.
And I love shit like
And
that.
it's just a guy in a suit. It's all practical.
Yeah.
It's not CG'd in or anything like
yeah,
that.
no. It's...
And there's a lot of what I guess like conspiracy, that dude, like the conspiracy theories about how the Earth is flat and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know.
And that all goes into Death Moxith.
Yeah, it all fits into the storyline. So this movie really does have a lot of, you know, aspects to it, you know.
Yeah, and fun side fact about that Death Moxith thing, that I don't remember which episode it is, and at this point there's so many, but I think it's in a James and Mike Monday. That's actually an idea they came up with a long time ago, like way back when they first met in college. They said they were just hanging out thinking of goofy, stupid shit, and they thought of that whole Death Moxith thing. And then, you know, 15, 20 years later, or however many years it's been, they finally got to put it in a movie.
Yeah, there is a lot of very absurd stuff in this film, but it's awesome. Like, you know, it's like absurd in the best way possible.
Yeah.
And then, so, you know, it's absurd, it's cheesy, and like vulgar language. Like, they say fuck like a billion times in this movie.
Mandy, just in that, the Eiffel Tower scene, Mandy says bitch like 100 times. Like, every time it cuts back to her, her first line is, all right, bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
And then there's the guy, like, what, the head of the Area 51, the guy that's like...
the general who keeps hurting himself.
Yeah, he gets, like, his arms cut off and...
Blown off.
Well,
one gets blown off, the other one gets severed in that door.
That guy was funny. I thought he was a really good actor.
Get me the fuck out of here!
Yeah. I mean, everyone they got for this movie, what was it,
McButters.
Which was a hilarious name,
yeah.
for no reason whatsoever.
She was like the right-hand, I guess, woman, because it's a she, the right-hand woman to the general, you know.
Yeah.
Like, but her name was McButters, and
it kept making me laugh for some reason.
McButters!
But yeah, I mean, all of them. She was really good, like, acting, and then the girl that played Mandy, and then the guy that played Cooper, and, you know, the dude that plays Boss, and they were all, like, everyone they got. I don't think there was really, like, usually in low-budget films, you get, like, bad acting.
Yeah.
But, like, all these people were, like...
They were good.
They were good.
Yeah,
like, they're... You know, I don't think I cringed once. You know, like a lot of low-budget films, you know, there's a lot of cringe-worthy stuff, but I don't think there was any of that in this. I think like, everything they did worked.
Yeah.
And the humor, like, was spot on. Like, a lot of, like, making comedies is, like, difficult to do. And, you know, I've tried doing it before, and what's on paper doesn't always translate well to screen, but I think that everything that they did translated well, you know.
And another cool payoff is that so this came out in 2014, and...
It is now 2019, about to be 2020.
But, so, before he did this movie, that is true. That's a true aspect of the film. He was constantly being asked to review E.T. for the 2600, and he always said, no, you know, I'm not going to do it. So one of the big payoffs for the fans was at the end of the movie. The end of this movie, he finally does a review of E.T. for the 2600, and it was just kind of really cool, you know?
As a kid, I had E.T. Well, my mom did, and I played it all the time as a little kid, and The game used to piss me off so bad. Like he says in the movie, it is like it's a game geared towards kids, but it's like super fucking hard
And cryptic.
and
Yeah.
cryptic and all this bullshit. But you know, you got to read the instruction manual, like he said.
Yeah.
But as a kid, you know, you just want to go for the game. You don't read the instruction manual.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it brought up a lot of like memories from that. Like I forgot all the little shit that used to piss me off. Like this movie reminded me of it when he was doing the review and trying to play the game. He kept all the bullshit falling in the pits and all the people fucking running after you and stealing your phone parts and
Yeah.
all that shit. I totally forgot about. And the biggest thing that always pissed me off, next to falling in the pits, that I totally forgot about was that when you move, it like eats up your life.
Yeah.
Like
So
you know,
you,
so
you die.
you die just from moving around. If it hits zero, if your points hit zero, you just fall over dead.
Yeah.
And
That's
on
really awesome.
the Blu-ray, there's like I read on the back, there's like over 10 hours of like bonus footage, like reviews and behind the scenes shit,
Yeah.
deleted scenes. I don't know.
Some of that I've probably already seen online, but I definitely have not watched 10 hours of.
You said you watched a behind the scenes about how the guy was in that suit smashing Vegas or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks really fun.
That's the Angry Video Game Nerd, the movie. Make sure you check it out. And if you don't know who the Angry Video Game Nerd is,
There
look
we
up
go.
Cinnemassacre on YouTube.
Yeah.
He does more than just the Angry Video Game Nerd stuff. There's the You Know What's Bullshit and the
Board James and Mike Mondays.
Monster Madness, where he does like
Yeah.
horror movie reviews and
Which maybe next time I'll bring over Board James.
yeah.
We can watch that.
So, all right, that's the Angry Video Game Nerd, the movie. And until next time, keep watching.